Hey guys, Chris here. For those who follow us on social media, turns out Austin had an appendicitis episode and he's been out of work for the past 2 weeks, and I didn't want to let you guys go too long without an episode, so I'm releasing this mini episode with what we had recorded up to that point. This is pretty much the funniest stuff that I can scrounge up with the few times we recorded since then, so enjoy.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Now pull your dick out. Now rub it.
That's what you get paid to do. Show me your tits.
There will be chickens crossing the road if God wills it.
But is it against the law to instruct someone how to jerk off?
Keep calm and kill Whitey.
My balls keep falling out of this little dress.
You gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. That's what I was trying to say.
You take one cock, all of a sudden you're a homo.
Really just like all these fucking blank in here. The blank is a slur automatically.
Don't be a stranger.
It's just a coincidence that you were talking about the Jack and Triumph show, and I'm here. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, guy who makes all those unlistenable podcasts over at smodcast.com, and you're listening to the Two Strangers One Podcast. This is podcasting.
You're listening to Two Strangers One Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes or on the Stitcher app for Android devices. Please visit twostrangersonepodcast.net. And now, here's Chris Cologne and Austin Tshudy.
Hello and welcome to Two Strangers One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Austin. It's Monday.
It's Monday!
Yay!
It's weird because we had one day off, and then I spend that one, like we work 6 days in a row, then I spend that one day editing a podcast. So sort of like...
Listen to fucking 4 hours of material and be like, well, there goes that day.
Yeah. Here's 4 hours, no, well, okay, so what is it? 15 minutes, about half an hour a day, about 2.5 hours worth of material.
15 minutes times 12, which is a lot.
But it is, I found a good solid hour and a half there.
Nice. In 3 hours, you cut half of it out.
A lot of it's, you know, look at this car, look at this asshole.
Yeah. Hey, this guy. Alright, next. It's just funny because what we're saying right now is also destined for the cutting room.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I sent out the Fiverr to the girl, so should have it in a day or two.
She's like, I'm not saying this. Why not?
That's what you get paid to do. Show me your tits. I can buy you for $5.
That's not how it works. It's not what Fiverr is. For how much you've used Fiverr, I think you would have understood by now.
Fiverr, the world's worst prostitution site.
That's your Yelp review for it. Yeah.
Well, it is funny that, you know, I think on her page, and I guess it is a thing where female voiceover people do have to say, you know, no X-rated scripts or anything like that.
And I'm not gonna record 100 words of me telling you how to jerk off.
That's right. You said that there's videos about that?
Yeah. There's they're called jerk off instruction videos.
Oh, that's...
And it's just,
I thought it had like a cool underground subvertive name.
It's abbreviated to JOI. It's just like. It's like women sitting looking at the camera and just saying all right, now pull your dick out. Now rub it. And they'll tell you when to come and stuff. Yeah, it's like, I guess some guys are into the power fantasy thing of it all.
And is it on, and you said, are those on YouTube?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe. YouTube's a big site. I'm sure some slip through the cracks there, but it's...
But is it against the law to instruct someone how to jerk off?
I don't think so.
Oh, not against the law, but I mean, other than I know YouTube does require some videos to have an 18 or over.
Right.
You have to be 18 to.
I'm not sure where that would figure into their terms of service. I don't work for YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean, it is somewhat innocuous to have a video having someone talk about jerking off.
All right, but and I understand 10 masturbation tips and hey, this is make sure you're 18 or over watching this, but I'm telling you specifically, viewer,
pull your cock out.
That's, I don't know. I would imagine YouTube wouldn't want that on their site.
Yeah.
But takes him 2 weeks to take down a video of some guy hanging in a fucking Japanese forest, so who knows?
Yeah. And that's a popular video.
Right.
But,
that's some... Well, one man's dead guy in a Japanese forest is another man's jerk-off instruction, I guess.
And then they had the... there are the ASMR videos?
Yeah, and those are like
those
explicitly sexual.
They're not explicitly sexual, but someone can use those. Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen the girl I'm talking about. That Japanese girl who she's very attractive, but she does like weird things. Like she'll like slap her face with like pancakes and shit like that. Mm-hmm. She always starts out her videos, and I think they do it because they want people to share the video and catch their friends, like Mm-hmm. So she's attractive. Right. And then, and she'll have like music playing in the background, and then she'll just go ape shit and start splashing around cream and hitting herself with a pancake, and there's
nothing overtly sexual.
Yeah, nothing overtly sexual. Like, but there'll be in videos where she's wearing like a bikini, and it's sexy, but she's not trying to be sexy. She's just trying to be weird.
And that's different than like.
Pull your dick out and
grab your dick. Okay, now cup your balls. That's different. I think if there's a line that decides what's porn and what's not, someone with a bread fetish just watching a chick smush her face into bread.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I imagine that's firmly on the line of not porn. It's because everything that exists has a fetish to it.
Yeah.
There's guys that look up sports cars and jerk off to the pictures. You can't call everything porn, so it's really just when. Once it's very, very obvious that the point of this video is for you to masturbate to it, that's probably when you gotta make some calls.
I had seen I'd watched a porno recently. I watched a clip online where the girl who was very attractive but was cross-eyed. And I'm like, that's gotta be a thing. I mean, I haven't come across it. I'm saying, I haven't come across it. Like, usually, like you find, like guys, a girl with pigtails, or a girl with braces, or amputee porn, or whatever.
Was cross-eyed like in the name of the video or in the tags?
I don't think so.
Then it might just happen to be like, well, she was willing to do porn. I don't care if she's cross-eyed.
But you got to think that there has to be. If you put it in the search engine, cross-eyed porn.
Maybe, man.
Someone's got to be into it.
But, like, how many thousands of results do you think show up if you go to Pornhub and type in, like, trees? Just some random standard-ass thing. Someone out there is like, I think I could beat it to that. Yeah. So, is YouTube supposed to flag every video where a chick's cross-eyed?
Yeah.
Like, hey, some people want to jerk off to that.
Listen, I was born with an ocular dysplasia. When I'm not paying attention, one of my eyes will just kind of wander.
That's cool, man.
I was born.
See what else is going on.
Yeah, I was born cross-eyed, and I had all types of surgeries on my eyes when I was a kid.
Because you didn't want to be fetishized.
Yeah. And like when I'm like, you see these like, I have so many baby photos with like one eye covered or whatever,
Had to rock a pirate patch from
childhood. And it's the whole thing is that like I used to just basically wear a patch, and like it's so funny. Like if I'm really tired or if I'm really not paying attention,
you'll start seeing what's next to you, and you're like, hey, get back here.
One of my eyes will kind of just go. I didn't think that's I should have kept it. I could have started a bunch of pornos.
If I really concentrate, I can like sort of move my eyes independently. Like if I move one eye right to the middle, I can move the other one wherever it wants to go and keep the eye in the middle. I never got in the porno for it.
Oh. Speaking of, did you see the? Well, not speaking of.
Speaking of porn,
did you see the Grandmaster videos?
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah. I forgot your Blu-ray. I'm sorry.
When he's moving his ears.
Yeah.
It's like you've never. It's like finally he can use that talent, and if you want to call it a talent, he can use that ability finally in a.
And then they cut the scene. Bastards. Yeah, so Jeff Goldblum can move his ears independently. And even though I don't think it's anywhere on the Blu-ray, I found the clip with Yandu.
Oh.
It's Do you ever watch the blooper reel for X-Men where Spider-Man comes running up behind them?
I'm in the wrong movie.
It's pretty much that, because it's and it's cut together like it's part of the movie, but it's when Hela's like, making Scourge cut the woman's head off. It's like, executioner, what are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. And then it cuts to like pre-effects the crowd of Asgardians with, still got the big blue sheet behind them. They haven't added Asgard to the shot yet. Mm-hmm. But and then Yondu comes running up to the front of the crowd. He's like, wait, hold on a second, cut that out. You guys know where Kevin and Lou's office is? And so like points off camera, like, all right, thanks, carry on. Like that's the whole thing. It's funny though.
So would that lead to the idea that Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 were filmed close to each other?
I'd imagine.
Probably in Georgia?
Probably just, it was on a Disney soundstage.
Yeah.
From the looks of it. So it was probably just...
Because it would seem a lot of work to go through.
Yeah, he
8 hours of makeup to fucking for a joke.
Full makeup with like with the mohawk and everything. Comes busting out like, hey, hold on. You know where Kevin and Lou's office is? So yeah, it's not so much a deleted scene that like, oh, this could have been part of the movie and there would have been crazy implications for the Marvel Universe, but it was more just like, it was Spider-Man running up behind him at the Statue of Liberty saying, oh, I'm in the wrong movie. It was more that than anything else.
Yeah.
Still funny. It's still good to see Michael Rooker alive every once in a while.
Who's Lou? I know Kevin Feige. Who's Lou?
I don't know. Maybe that's a hint for Infinity War. We were going to find something out. I don't know. Probably not. Maybe he was like a producer on Thor or something.
I would imagine being in the room with fucking James Gunn and Taika Waititi.
I wouldn't get a word in edgewise, but that's okay. I like talking, but that's a room you just gotta listen.
And they're brainstorming. That's right. James, Taika, where does Phase 5 begin?
I think it'd be cool if, like, for Infinity War, whenever the characters were separate, like, like when Thor is out with the Guardians of the Galaxy, they just have the directors of those movies handle those scenes. So, like, James Gunn and Taika Waititi handle when Thor ends up on their ship.
So, like somewhat of an anthology, but not really?
Yeah, just like, they collaborate on those bits, and then, like... I'm pretty
sure James Gunn, I'm pretty sure Taika and James Gunn are on each other's contacts lists.
I'm sure. But, was it the Russo brothers doing Infinity War?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, once the Avengers assemble, they, hand it over to them. Be like, all right, make this cool. We got our flavors in, so make us a thing with a lot of flavors. I don't know, man. I lost the metaphor somewhere. But, my old roommate had some just fucking awful non sequiturs that he would say all the time. Uh-huh. One was, so anyway, I says to the judge, if she didn't want it, she wouldn't have been wearing that skirt.
Uh-huh.
Which, fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Not super funny. Kind of a played out joke.
Uh-huh.
But then he had another one where he kept saying, just fucking once a week with this, he's like, she died a virgin, but she wasn't buried one. And like... That one, when I first heard it, made me laugh my ass off. But it's not like, I'm trying to think of things that work exactly the same every time.
Yeah.
I don't
know. It's not a Cadillac.
Right. That joke's not a Cadillac. No joke is a Cadillac. If you hear the same joke over and fucking over, eventually it just stops being funny.
Yeah. It's, what they say, familiarity breeds contempt. Not content. Content.
Holy fuck, man. And apparently Proverbs breed a stutter. Yeah, like my stepdad would say this thing from Ford Fairlane, that Andrew Dice Clay movie.
Hey!
He'd always say, like, hey, talking to you was like masturbating with a cheese grater. Slightly amusing, but mostly painful. Funny shit. Until you've heard it your entire fucking teenage life.
Oh.
And then it's like, God, that's... Every time he'd say it, I got to a point where I'm like, eventually that's going to get old. And I'd say that every time. And like, you already said that. I'm like, yeah, and you already said that a fucking lot. All right, fair enough.
So we've reached a stalemate.
Right. Like, every time you say that same joke, I'm going to have this same comment on it. And we'll see who gets sick of it first.
Sort of a proverbial chicken.
But kind of literally, too.
It's like a literal chicken. I threw chicken nuggets at him.
I mean, like, literally almost dealing with proverbs. not a proverbial literal chicken. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why are you asking me this? Because there's a chicken in the fucking road and I want to know why.
Because I swear that I hit an old lady.
Why did the chicken cross the road? It was Ka.
'Tis was its fate.
There will be chickens crossing the road if God wills it. That shit's funnier than the joke. There will be chickens crossing the road if God wills it. I want that on a t-shirt, because that requires a very specific set of pop culture knowledge and humor. I could wear that every day until I die and probably have one other person, with the exception of you, be like, oh, that's fucking funny. Maybe my dad. Like, oh, I love your shirt. Like, yeah, you're the one.
$30 we'll spend.
Had this shirt custom screen printed saying, there will be chickens crossing the road if God wills it. It's a fucking really stupid Dark Tower joke that one other person in the entire world finds funny. And I'm fucking glad. I don't regret this purchase at all. This was better than Minecraft for Switch.
This is better than my Winnie the Pooh Deadpool crossover shirt. Where it's Winnie the Pooh just like Deadpool.
Oh, that's kind of fucking great. Did you come up with that, or is that a thing already?
I think that might be a thing.
I want that shit. That's fucking...
I don't know. That might... You know what they call that? Where we're like... It's like... shit. It's unintentional plagiarism. Like when you
where like something influenced you and you're like, wait, was that my idea?
Was that my idea? Yeah. So it's like Deadpool or Winnie the Pooh, and it's Winnie the Pooh just like Deadpool. That the shirt, the chicken crossing the road, was a better purchase than Deadpool.
On the subject of t-shirts that I want to make, I really, really fucking, like, this is what I would actually spend the money to make if I thought about it while I was in front of my computer and had the money. I want a shirt, the keep calm and carry on. I want one that says keep calm and kill Whitey.
And the fact that you're wearing it only adds an extra layer.
Right, that's the, like, and it kind of makes a social point. Like, I wear that shirt, it's really funny. But a black guy wears that shirt and it's fucking terrifying.
It's the 11 o'clock news.
And it's not like, that's not a unique thing, because, like, a 5-year-old girl wears an appropriate swimsuit for her. That's normal. I wear the same swimsuit. That's a felony. So, like, it's not a unique example, but...
My balls keep falling out of this little dress.
Man, don't fucking plug my autobiography before I write it. My balls keep falling out of this little dress by Austin Tshudy. Oh, this makes up for all the chuff on the way in, dude. I think this is going well. You know what's kind of fucked up, man?
What's that?
If, follow me on this, if a chick has sex with 10 different guys, she's called a slut. But if a guy does the exact same fucking thing, he's called a homosexual. Misdirection.
You take one cocky. You take one cock, all of a sudden you're a homo. Yeah.
Well, 10, but...
You blow one guy in jail, all of a sudden you're a homo.
Yes.
He needed the money.
Not anything wrong with sucking prison dick. Just be honest about who you are at that point. If you have the capacity to be gay for the stay, it's probably because you're not entirely straight.
Yeah. Oh, let me tell you, there was so many times when I was a correction officer, you see these guys, and the girls that come visit were absolutely gorgeous. Don't be wrong, I'm pretty sure as soon as they leave the prison and they go back to the neighborhood, they get turned out by 10 fucking different dudes. But then again, so is the guy when he gets back to the cell block.
And that's all they talk about during the visit. Like, how many dudes you fucking today? I got 6 lined up. How about you? Ooh, I got 10, baby. You gotta pump those knuckers.
Coffee is for closers.
Gotta pump those knuckers. You gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, is what I was trying to say. But I jumped into rookie before I was done with numbers, so it became knuckers.
You can't use that word. That's our word.
How many knuckers are you gonna go fuck?
Not a word, not offensive.
Yep.
Knuckers, neckbanders.
No, I'm pretty sure neckbanders is offensive. It may not be widely used, but when we
work, there's a machine that has a shrink wrap that goes over the neck of a bottle and applies the safety shrink wrap or the heat shrinks over
the tamper evidence seal.
The tamper evidence seal, and it's called the neckbander,
which sounds like a slur against Africans.
Sounds like a slur. And I said, hey, it's totally safe to say neckbander.
No, because the moment you use it in the context you're talking about, it becomes immediately apparent what the fuck you're trying to say.
Well, what if we use something like those heebie-jeebies?
That's fucked up too. You could say, God, there's all these fucking raisins in here. And if I get that you're trying to suggest that raisin is code for something, raisin is a slur. My dad always taught me, there's no such thing as bad words, there's bad intent behind words. If you drop a heavy thing on your foot and it hurts really bad and you want to shout fuck, that's fine. Just don't tell people to go fuck themselves. So you want to go eat a box of raisins, cool. If you want those fucking raisins out of your kid's school,
go down south.
Right. Why don't you go back to California, you dirty fucking raisin? Probably not something you should say, is all I'm getting at. In the context of hate.
Move to the suburbs.
If you put the right stank on it, man, African American could be a slur against African Americans.
Well, that's like when people are like,
these fucking African Americans in here. It really just like all these fucking blank in here. The blank is a slur automatically.
All these dead poos.
Right. All these fucking Dark Tower chickens coming in here.
That's okay. I heard one, and okay, once again, sorry if this is offensive. I heard the phrase once used, moon cricket. And it's one of those like, what the fuck? And it's like,
does it grant wishes?
That's what I'm saying, is that if there wasn't that horrible intention behind the word, moon cricket sounds like a totally fucking pleasant.
Right.
It's like I want to be visited by moon crickets.
Yeah, we're gonna go out tonight and try and catch some moon crickets in a jar.
Oh my god,
that
I had the
sounds
best
wonderful.
childhood.
We're out in the country and you can't afford a nightlight, so you go out with a mason jar, wrap it in foil on the top, poke some holes, and you put in some moon crickets. Which is cool.
Not like
until
get the rope for those moon crickets.
Find out where those fucking moon crickets live and burn a cross in their yard. And we should add the disclaimer: we don't hate. We're saying how things can sound hateful.
Yes, it's exactly like when I first heard that term. And once again, it was made with the intention of being totally, totally hateful.
Right.
But I mean, like, moon cricket sounds
so
like
whimsical.
I fucking want that in a Zelda game.
Right. Oh yeah, if you cook goblin guts with moon crickets, it gives you dark vision for 30 seconds. Yeah,
that sounds like a side quest.
Right. Yeah. I need you to gather 5 moon crickets for me. Yeah, we're just getting these gallows built and I'll test them out.
Honest to goodness, that's a word I heard once, and I was just like,
what does it even fucking mean? And if it's widely used, shit, we just said it a lot.
There's no bad intentions behind when we said it.
The old supervisor, Terry, before you showed up, came into the line 40 one day. For those of you listening, that's a place. And Sam, who is also no longer at the company, was disassembling the filler, and we were all just kind of waiting around for him. And he walks in, and he says, "You guys are all set. We're just waiting on Sambo." Now, none of us had ever heard that word before, and didn't realize what it was. So we said, "Hey, I like that. That's like a cute nickname for him. Let's start calling him Sambo." And then Terry says, "Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, I wouldn't do that because that's an old-timey racial slur against black people. I was like, well, let me ask you, Terry, why the fuck didn't you say that before we all said it?
Sort of like that scene from Clerks 2, like porch monkey for life.
Right.
Like no, my in the context of that scene, he said my grandmother used to call us porch monkeys all the time.
Right.
I was like, you can't fucking say that.
Yeah. No. She used to say that it's because I used to sit on the porch all day and stare at my neighbors. It was cute. She wouldn't call them sheenies. She used to just say sheenie curse off. So yeah. I'll let you modulate for coughing.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Go to the fucking doctor. So yeah, it's all about intent, I think.
Yeah.
Because something as Seussian as moon cricket apparently can be offensive and can be a slur if you're using it in a mean way.
A fucking hateful way. Yeah.
It's a fucked up world we live in.
How could you say something as magical?
Because, like, I'd love to read or write a fantasy novel called, like, Song of the Moon Crickets. But now I fucking can't.
I think Disney already did.
Right. Disney bought the rights to it so it would never be made. They secured those rights back in the 50s. Walt died and they're like, shit, maybe we shouldn't. God damn. It's a funny word. Well, that had some legs.
I have a feeling I have another story that kind of goes in that same vein about... Oh, okay. So a while back, part of our job, we make we bottle cough medicine.
True.
And one of the cough medicines is an orange flavor.
All right. So
there's a room called the filler room where the bottles get filled. And it smells very orangey in that room.
Oh, the tank.
So our supervisor comes. Was it you that said it?
No, it was Cam.
So one of our coworkers says, "Hey, it smells like Tang in that room." And what our supervisor say? How do you say it?
Supervisor was just like, "Oh my."
It's like no Tang, like the drink Tang. Not,
oh, okay.
It smells like Tang.
So like his mind immediately went to pussy, which bless him for that.
It smells like pussy in that room.
He's like this innocent, doddering old fuddy-duddy kind of guy who, like, if he ever said fuck, I'd be surprised. He said hell once, and I was like, oh shit, we're getting Saturdays.
You don't want Saturdays. Don't make work on a Saturday.
And then someone says it smells like Tang in here, and he's just like,
oh my.
Giggling little schoolgirl, like, oh, I suppose it does have notes of puss. Yeah, there's a Susan of labia going on in this bitch.
This is the worst cough syrup I ever had.
I like to compliment
Chicken of the sea cough syrup.
I like to compliment my own diction there. I use Susan and bitch in the same sentence.
Tell him Charlie sent you. Fucking Jesus Christ.
We'll be right back.
We'll be back.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.